Hello friends, I am happy to introduce you to the mustard green patch. Ah! Okay, this is not an introduction because this patch has been here for a while, but it has really grown nicely over the last few weeks that it's gotten cool. And I have been able to eat this. I have had 3 or 4 meals that included greens from this patch, and that makes my gardener heart happy. So I'm in the middle of the garden. This is Inky. Inky's very small this year. He's only about knee high. Last year he was up taller than me. I planted some more beans, runner beans that my mother-in-law had given me to eat. And I was like, wait a minute. These look just like the beans that I planted, and by gum, they sprouted. There's another pokeweed. So here's from the other side. Much more impressive, when I'm close up. But I've got a couple more of them here, one there, and we actually harvested some for a dinner we had recently. And then there's the loofah. They are starting to dry. I think I've stopped watering these guys because it's the middle of October. We're probably going to have frost in a few weeks, so these guys need to dry. And you can see the leaves are curling a little bit. They're not happy with me for not getting watered as often, but that's what happens. The season ends, and you gotta prepare for that. So another reveal. I've been telling you the Maximilian sunflowers get tall. They are glorious right now. We'll head over there in a minute. It's been actually raining today. So I've been telling y'all that I've been using urine water, not just to fertilize, but to protect my sunchokes. And my sunchokes have leafed out again because of the protection I've given them from the deer. But it's raining now, so I am going to definitely have to water them before bed tonight with the urine water. All right, the cosmos are definitely seeing the end of the season now. You can see their seed pods. They're a little bit prickly. Oh, it's starting to actually rain. So there's next year's flowers. I'll put them over here. Here's the mugwort. Apple trees, starting to see some of the rust dots on them, I think. There's another cosmos over there. Now, right now, the cosmos don't have any insects on them, I think, because it's been rainy. But normally, I come out here in the morning and there are gigantic bees asleep, holding on. Like, that flower is half covered by a great big bumblebee. It's wonderful. Leaves are starting to turn. They're responding to the end of the year. This is the hazelnut. The nuts have not dropped. Well, that one just did. It's not what I meant to do. Well, I'm gonna put that in my pocket. Well, there's a bee. Oh, look at him. Look at that little bee butt. I think he was like, it's raining. I'm just gonna curl up right here and go sleep. All right, I'm gonna walk around him. Careful not to disturb. Elderberry's lost most of its leaves. Still a few leaves left on it. I gave up on the watermelon, but it's still green. Watermelon leaves. It produced one fruit. Oh my gosh, there's another fruit. I didn't know it had produced another one. Obviously, I don't get out to this part of the garden very often. Hazelnut setting catkins at the wrong time of year, I guess. The goldenrod is past its prime. And the asters are in their prime. The banana tree. Just barely hanging on over here. This is my shadberry. They are a kind of apple, as it turns out. Shadberry, also called serviceberry, and they have suffered really badly from the cedar apple rust. Here's my asparagus. I'm really looking forward to this guy next year, because in the spring is when you eat them. See, the asters are doing nicely. This is pretty choked up over here. I have come through occasionally and watered the asparagus that are hiding in here. Those are just a couple years old. This guy is about 4 years old. You can't see him underneath the, see the, I don't know what that little bug is there. And that's my oldest one right there. He's as tall as I am, at least. So next year we'll have asparagus from him. Well, can't say I'm surprised. The crepe myrtle growing back. Here we are, close up on these gorgeous, gorgeous Maximilian sunflowers. Turns out they also make a very nice cut flower. I cut a couple of them and brought them indoors, and a week later they looked just as bright. Here's our mist flower. Now right along here is where the water pipe runs off the house. So these mist flowers have fared better because we get a little tiny bit of rain and they get watered. Nobody else gets that. There's actually a pathway over there. See, I've abandoned this part of the garden. It's kind of sad. But my other success, the rosemary and the oregano. I have been eating oregano almost like occasionally, just like on a sandwich or as part of greens. And it's really nice. I've never done that before. And then these greens, which I think might be horehound. I don't remember. I don't remember which one I planted here. I knew I was going to do that, and I was like, oh, it'll be fine, I'll remember. I didn't. But I've been watering them with the urine water as well, because you want leaves and when you're growing greens, and that's what you get when you use urine water. You get leaves. You do not get fruit. So I started out the loofah by watering it some with urine water, but then I stopped when it was time for it to start blooming. And here is another one of those beans that I planted that's come up. Now I think that they will live through the year, though through the winter. I hope. And it looks like some of my compost sprouted. I don't know what that is. It looks like a squash. Isn't that funny? When you bury compost. So I buried this compost yesterday, and it got dug up overnight. What I've learned is when you bury compost, pour urine on it. You can pour straight urine on it, as far as I know. It's not going to hurt anything to do it once. The raccoons come and they're like, ooh, avocado peel. You know, leave my compost alone. They won't. Yeah, I think that must be pumpkin seeds or something. Well, the frost will get it. So yeah, strawberry patch. I've been putting compost in the strawberry patch. And come winter, I will pull out, come winter, the Asiatic daylilies will die off, and I'll just be able to pull them up, and we'll have strawberry patch again. But the strawberries have been getting smaller the last couple years and less numerous, as opposed to, because this patch is about 5 years old and I have not fed it at all. So I'm burying compost all around, and including in the center. That's my strawberry ziggurat. It's a old cement container kind of thing. And then another layer of bricks and then the ground. So strawberries like to bounce down. So that's how I started it, was in that pot there. So I put one thing of compost, buried one thing of compost in that central area. And I need to just keep doing that. Just keep burying the compost all around here so that next spring the strawberries will be well fed. All right, that's most of what's going on in the garden. It's I love it. It's a mess, but it's my mess. So thanks y'all for joining me today. I hope that you are getting a little bit of rain if that's what you need, because we certainly do. One little tiny Artemisia flower. Thank you for making pretty flowers. All right, y'all. Be well.